Hi Paul, thanks for speaking to us. I just want to talk to you today about the Celtic Thunder, your days with Celtic Thunder. Tell us how you got started with that and what it was like.
Phil Coulter approached me and asked me to join the show. I was initially very reluctant actually about joining it because I've been doing my own solo stuff and had relative success with that, and I was making strides in that line of stuff, and so the last thing I wanted to do was join a group. But he talked me through it, and he explained to me again, that how PBS would be airing the show, that it would be a great opportunity for me to get my name and my voice over here to the American audiences, and of course beyond that. So that was the hope, that was the intention, and thankfully that was the way it all panned out in the end.
And how did life change for you when you joined Celtic Thunder?
I suppose the biggest change in my life once Celtic Thunder kind of took off was the amount of travelling that was then involved, and I was back and forth to the States all the time, and I was spending 3-4 months on tour, and then you'd come home for maybe a month and a half, and then you'd be back up to the studio recording new material, recording new shows, and then you'd be back out again to America for another 3 months promoting the next tour, and then you're pretty much spending about 7 months a year here in America, and so that was a big change.
What were the highlights of being with Celtic Thunder? What was the best things about it?
I think the highlight for me in Celtic Thunder had to be singing for President Obama at the White House. Without question, that was the highlight. I mean, I'm a bit of a political nerd. I enjoy watching American politics, and I enjoy following it and reading up on it, etc. So getting to meet somebody as iconic as President Obama, a pop culture icon as well as a political icon, it was a great opportunity. So that was without question the highlight. You followed closely by the nights in Radio City to Full House, singing Radio City to Full House. So there was certainly a number of highlights along the way.
And of course, you got a fantastic reception from Celtic Thunder fans. I mean, were you ready for that? Were you prepared for that?
No, I don't think any of us were ever expecting it to be as successful or to attract the amount of fans that we have here in America and Canada. And indeed, I'd say about Canada, but it's now grown to Europe and Australia, and there's I get a lot of messages from all over the world, from different people. So I don't think any of us really expected the success of Celtic Thunder to go to the size that it did. But it's overwhelming at times, and quite funny as well. I think for even just friends of mine, close friends of mine who've grown up with me, they kind of see comments and they see fan men or whatever it might be. They come to a concert and they meet these people, and they're like blown away a bit because they're like, "That's Byrom. What are you getting so excited about?"
Yeah. I know. How about the other lads in the group? How did you all get on together?
One thing was certain was that we all wanted the same thing, and we all wanted to achieve greatness with Celtic Thunder. So when you've got that common goal and a common interest, which obviously is music, it makes it an awful lot easier.
You had all this great success, you're getting on well. It must have been very, very hard to leave. Was that a hard decision? It wasn't actually a hard decision, no. I mean, I thought about it for a long time, and as I said, I always joined Celtic Thunder in order to further my solo career, so it was always a means to an end. So although Celtic Thunder was a great time, and I had a great time with them, and many good laughs and many good nights out and all the rest, saying goodbye was the case of just like, okay, I'm just going on to do my solo stuff, guys, we'll keep in touch, in this business, that's very much part and parcel. And certainly if you're doing musical theatre, you might be contracted to a show for 6 months to a year or whatever it might be, and then you move on to the next show, and it's just like another chapter in your career. And although you keep in touch and you see each other every now and again, it's one of those things. You just keep moving on. And Damien and I would have been the closest in the production, so Damien and I definitely keep in touch now. He's based in LA and I'm here in New York, so he would come up and visit me, or I go down and visit him, and we're on the phone all the time, and he thankfully comes to me every now and again for advice and so forth. So we've got a very good relationship. Great, Paul. Thanks for speaking to us. Good luck with your solo career.
Yeah, thanks a lot.